I know now that my wife has become host to a Kandarian demon. I fear that the only way to stop those possessed by the spirits of the book is through the act of bodily dismemberment.
It's truly frightening.
This is
It's your home.
Oh man, I got this. Big love for me too, man. Hello, Sydney.
And hello, horror fiends. Welcome to Three Corners of Horror, live here on Horror Fiend TV. Happy Friday's Eve. As you can see, one of my brothers is not here tonight, but JR, we miss you. What's up, Adam? Oh, sorry, Rick.
What, man? All right. What's up, Adam? Hey, y'all. Sorry, I know you gotta read the comments right now. You can just keep it going. Keep it going.
Right.
I'm just getting everybody involved. Go for it.
So yes, thank you for joining us tonight. And if you've been on a couple times, especially recently, and see a new face, allow me to introduce you to Gilbert from The Attic Review, making his long due return to the channel. Bro, how you doing?
Oh man, I missed you guys. I missed you guys a lot. Life was busy, but man, movie to get me out of retirement. You know how poetic with this. You know what I'm saying? And it's great to see you, fellas. And woo, excited to talk about the 7th installment. Oh my God, how did we get here? 30 years later at part 7. Woo! So I'm excited, fellas. Good to see you.
This is why I'm glad he's back, because I have like the energy, and this guy's like 3 times my energy. So it makes me look a little more calm in the middle at
Oh
least.
God.
My dear brother Rick, how you doing tonight?
What up, brother? Lucky number 7. That's my favorite number, and I'm glad we got a chance to check this one out. I've been very disenfranchised as of late with this whole franchise, but I can't wait to talk about this one.
All right. So yes, if you are joining us, Sydney returned, and we're not in Woodsboro, so we're back with Scream 7. This time written and directed by Kevin Williamson. He actually only wrote some of the other ones. This is his first time directing it. Gilbert and I were discussing this earlier. His other movie that he directed was Teaching Mrs. Tingle, a very underrated movie, only because there's not a whole lot of kills on there.
All right, Super Sailor Outlaw George Shack.
Coming on, Super Sailor.
What up,
Going
yo, everyone? So I was
What's
pretty
up?
sure I got that right. Super Sailor Outlaw George L. Shack.
No
What's
Shack
the L for? What up? What up? How you doing, Queen? Oh, we got the Queen in the house. Hola,
Queen,
hola,
what up?
hola. What's good? Yo, we got P Rockzilla in the
What's up,
house
P-Rock?
as well.
Oh,
What up,
what's
my
up?
brother? Yeah, that's an OG right there, man. What's
Wow,
good,
man.
brother? What's good? What's good? Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. And so, yes, Neve Cambell is back. This time we're introduced to Isabella May, her daughter, fittingly named Tatum. And I'm not going to go over the whole cast, because as we discuss the movie and we bring up the characters, we can name the actors then, because we have a lot of
let's do it.
returning here, and that is way too many people to start naming off. And Gilbert, since it's been a while, we changed the way we started doing things. You know, honestly,
Don't
you
say
were
that
kind of-
word. Don't say the word, please. Just don't say the word.
you were kind of one of the reasons that we went around and started making this little bit changes. So with that, the floor is yours, bro. You know, anything you love, you hate, you know, just spit it all out.
Ooh, man, I've got like my other laptop here, my burner laptop, with my notes about this.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's go.
You know, so I was amongst other Scream fans when we always say there's no such thing as a bad Scream movie. They finally proved us wrong with this. Like, this actually made Scream 4 look decent, and I hate Scream 4. So I was really taken back by this. I was like, oh my goodness, we have all familiar characters, all the nostalgia, but something falls flat. And as a diehard Scream fan, this shit hurt, because I was so excited for Stu. And I feel like we were cheated a lot with the advancements of like using technology, which is nowadays, you know, like deep fakes and stuff like that. I've always admired Scream for keeping up and being ahead of things, like Scream 3, how they were talking about the dark side of Hollywood, wasn't addressed yet. Scream 4, not my favorite, but still, I love the live streaming concept. Very ahead of its time. This, I did like it, but I feel like it was a kick to the emotional gonads again, because we were like, oh my God, Stu's back. but you did us dirty with that. And it didn't feel like a Scream movie. Like, it felt like the beginning part. Oh my God, what an opening. I did like that opening. However, throughout the film, though, maybe you guys noticed this too, I was upset with Williamson's decision to make it like Halloween, where you kept seeing glimpses of him in the background. That's not Scream-like. I did not like that.
Yeah.
You can pull that with Halloween. That's a different franchise. The same thing, too, when they finally jumped the shark. I'm not going to say what happened, but I think you guys know that bar scene where a certain death happened, and I told my daughter, they jumped the shark here. I think it's part 6, 7 curse, but they did it finally. And I was very disappointed. I was going to say, I'm not mad, but I'm kind of mad with the direction that they went here. I mean, it seems like a Scream stable to be cursed, like the Omen or Poltergeist. Something always happens with goddamn production. Always. The firing of Barrera and Jenna Ortega leaving, and then Christopher Landon getting all those death threats, so he had to leave. All this shook it up, just like Scream 3 and Scream 4 were supposed to be completely different movies. Scream 7 suffered the same fate. Normally they prevail. This time, they didn't, man. The opening 15 minutes was wonderful, but I don't like when you use too much nostalgia. I hate to go into spoilers, but when you're showing the exact same thing with Billy and Sidney at the beginning of Scream, with it playing it with her daughter and her new boyfriend, it just felt cheap. I don't like when you over nostalgia me. Don't do that to me. You're insulting me. I don't like when you do that. But I did like it. Like I said, the opening was badass. I like the some of the theater scenes. The end was cool. Like I said, the beginning was cool. I just wish they didn't show so much in the trailer. Let me see here. There was also another one thing. I'm sorry?
You saw the trailer. We stopped seeing straight
I
trailers.
normally try not to do that, but I got sucked in. It was actually the Super Bowl that did it. I normally don't watch the Super Bowl. But I was like, oh my God, oh no, they're showing me too much, and I wish that they didn't do that. That hurt a lot. Another thing that I liked was the introduction, again, of Chad and Mindy. But it reminded me we lost the core 4. That made me sad. We built so much time to get into that, and then we lost the core 4, and no real explanation to that. That made me mad, and then just constant plot armor. And I don't want to do too much spoilers, but I told my daughter immediately when I saw the killer, I was like, that's the killer. I know it immediately. This is the formula. We're not going to see too much. It's almost like the Mickey effect in Scream 2. I was like, this is the killer. So overall, I love that we have a Scream 7. There's going to be a Scream 8. You know that. But I am kind of disappointed in this one, fellas. What did you think?
1 second, real quick. Gilly, just so you know, we do spoilers here. So if you want to get into anything,
maybe later on some other context.
Yeah, we'll get into that. No, we appreciate it though. We appreciate that, man. Real quick, 14 Wellington, what up, my brother? Thank you for being here. Also, Landon Matthews. Hey, what's up, Landon? What's going on? Thanks for being here. And of course, Mrs. Tara Wilson. Hey, all. What's up? I hope you're doing well. You and our boy Albert. Hope you guys are good. And
hey,
Adam Delgado.
Adam.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, dude? Good to see you, man.
14. Thank you everyone for popping in, and of course, what up, P Rock? All right,
we got 2 Adams in the comment section.
Yeah,
there.
What's up? Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Well, and actually, before Rick and I jump in, let's discuss the opening, because that was a pretty cool opening. And I'll let you go first, just kind of before you throw out everything, because I know that Gilly was starting to mention a couple things. So just talk about the opening, because I did like the fact that they went back to where it started, and then you're like, all right, okay, I'm with him. Nostalgia, don't go heavy, but I did like the start of it and how the whole premise was. What do you think about the? You.
Pronoun, pal.
So, I mean, like the beginning of that, the callback to the beginning. Of course, I mean, who doesn't want to go to the Airbnb? That's on my bucket list. Like I said before, though, I do like how they are ahead of its time. Some of it seems like, well, why are they here? It seems super meta. However, look at all the true crime stuff lately. People literally probably going on murder tours to find out where my favorite serial killer did their things. I like how they address that. It seemed meta, but at the same time, they are addressing an issue with our perverse just infatuation with true crime. And they did that brilliantly through Stab and what happened at the Mocker House. We're still monetizing stuff, and they paid a price. Now, that was a very extravagant opening. I'm not sure how it tied in with the rest of the movie, because that seems like a lot of work to get Sidney out, going over there while she lives in Indiana. However, that was a badass opening. I'm sorry, that was a really cool opening.
What do you think, Rick?
Yeah, I agree. I liked how they carefully and meticulously built up the tension. A lot of false, a lot of false stop and start, no real jump scares, thankfully, but you get the sense of, okay, that's Ghostface. No, that's not Ghostface. No, there he's coming on. No, he's not coming on. So you're like, all right, is he gonna come or not? Then eventually, yes, of course, we all knew he was gonna trade places with the actual mechanical one. That was a given. I really did enjoy all that. I just did not like that. Oh my god, what was his name? Scott. Oh my god, he was such an unlikable. I don't know what Michelle. That's his girlfriend. I don't know what Michelle, the character, saw in a guy like that. He was so obnoxious. And then knowing that she was already freaked out and annoyed, and then he jump scares her with the Ghostface outfit with the rubber knife. I'm like, this guy's a dick. Please kill him immediately. But normally doesn't Scream. Correct me if I'm wrong, because after part 4 or 3 and 4, my memory gets a little hazy. Aren't the openings always gotta have some kind of celebrity cameo, or is that
it? Well, the first couple ones they killed off somebody that was tied to the early odds.
But I mean, we had Drew Barrymore, for example, right? We had Samara Weaving was in the previous one.
Oh yeah, actually yes, and you had Jada Pinkett. And
Jada Pink, yeah.
Didn't have that.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't remember the other ones, but when this movie opened, I was expecting that. So I see
5
these
was
two.
Jenny Ortega.
Yeah, she was 5. Then she became a regular cast.
She became a
member.
regular.
Yeah.
That was the first time they did where the intro, the person survived it, and then.
Oh, we're talking like a very big name. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's weird because I got a little nervous. Like, am I showing my age? Do I not recognize these two people?
I know who he is.
Are they TikTokers or are they YouTubers? Like, I don't know who the fuck these two. I never seen them in my life. But again, that's nitpick. It's not really important. But I did like the opening.
He was in a movie called The Wolf of Snow Hollow, where something very similar happened at a hotel. Check that movie out, Wolf of Snow Hollow. He's from that. I recognize him from that. Played almost the same character, but I'm with you, Ricky. I didn't see them in anything else really.
I was almost too distracted, honestly, to pay attention. Like, who are these motherfuckers? Am I out of touch? No.
Well, he was also on Modern Family and Home Economics. And the characters that he played were kind of like this, which if people saw him would remember the characters.
His death was good, though. His death was good. Jose, JR. Jesus Christ. What up, JR? What's up, fellas? Yo, Gil, what up, bruh?
Missing man.
Brother? Diana Gabriel, hello, y'all. What's up, Diana? What's going on? Thank you for joining us. Appreciate that. And I like Jenny Ortega, but... There it goes. All right, P-Rock, let us... You know what? I know where this is going. I think me and you, we're on the same wavelength on this. But let's see if you got to... Let's see what you got to say.
But I mean, I like the opening. I knew who he... It's funny because I knew who he was, but I couldn't picture where she was from.
Yeah,
and because of how I've seen him before in his other roles, it's kind of, he wasn't playing a stretch from what I've seen before. But I did like her death, though, because when... they're fighting. Granted, it wasn't a horror movie, but when they were fighting and she grabs onto the chandelier, it made me think of War of the Roses. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Michael Douglas, right?
Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner.
Turner. Yeah.
You know, when you land on a chandelier, it's not going to go well for you.
That's
when
amazing.
When I was sitting there, I was like, uh-oh. I'm like, this did not go well for the Roses. This is not going to go.
That was cool.
I will say, the only thing I caught, because I was watching the Super Bowl and I saw it and I turned around, in the trailer, they showed the scene with her on the chandelier and then going down. And I'm like, man, I can't believe you guys put, and literally to see him, he turns over with it and puts the knife up and everything.
That's why I don't watch trailers.
I mean, dude, I know they ruined it, and that was
They
my
did.
fault for watching it.
No, and I turned around because I wasn't sure at first what I was seeing, and then I realized it was Scream, so I left the room.
All right, here we go. P-Rock. She is becoming the female version of Steven Seagal. Looks the same in every movie.
Probably better than him though.
I would. All right. Look the same, maybe. She does got different appearance, unlike Steven Seagal, that he just rocks a ponytail. But it's the same character every movie. It's the same character every movie.
And I was like, oh my god, you're the same fast talking, smart, know-it-all girl. I'm like, you're kind of annoying.
That's what killed me with the Death of a Unicorn, because not only you had her doing it, you had Paul Rudd too. He's playing the same motherfucker. And I love Paul Rudd. Hello, Harbor Fiend TV. Hello, Selena. What's going on? What's good, Selena V? I have to say, this has been the best Scream yet. Selena V is not really a horror fan as we are, but she's a casual
or a Scream fan.
Yeah. But all right, I'll get into that. All right. Oh, that's Selena. All right. I really enjoyed this one. I'm glad you did. I mean, I would say it's not. I don't think it's a terribly made film, but I'll get into mine. I want to watch this, but still need to watch the previous. You got to do 5 and 6 as well. If you haven't done 5, you got to do. They're almost interconnected. I did enjoy, I will say this, how this one kind of started to separate itself in the last 2, but still kept that connective tissue there, which I would get into more of that a little bit later. And GR says, not Seagull, more like Paul Rudd. There you go. I didn't even read that.
Ouch! Hey, I love Paul Rudd, but he's right though.
No, I love Paul Rudd too.
No, he's right. He's right though.
It's just, man, these actors. It's like Seth Rogen. I like him too, but it's always the same character. Even when he does voice acting roles, when I hear him in voice acting roles, it kills me, bro. Even when he was Donkey Kong, oh my god. Seeing my Two-Face together made it worth the watch. Yeah, she's I believe. Yeah, you mean Neve, Cambell, and it was someone else, I'm assuming. And Norman Reedus is a better example for me and on how she is. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
All right, Rick, let's hear what your thoughts on the.
Yeah, all right. So, I'm not a fan of the previous film. I did enjoy it initially, and upon a rewatch, it fell off a cliff somehow. I don't know what I was thinking the first time I saw it, but this one, I'll be honest, I did enjoy this one a lot better than the last one. It just didn't. It didn't annoy me as much as the previous one did, even though there was still a character that got stabbed repeatedly in this movie and somehow still survived again. That's what I hated about the last movie. Too many characters got pretty much and they got attacked and sliced and diced so bad and violently you thought they were dead, and they weren't. It was made as a punchline, as a joke, and that. Once you do that, it loses weight, and then you lose that sense of like there's no stakes, and everyone's safe, so you're not nervous or anything. But this one here, for the very beginning, I really did enjoy the opening, even though obnoxious guy aside. I think it was a good opener, especially the way he lit her on fire, and then the way Ghostface just walks out like a boss towards the camera, the Mocker house burning behind him, like Gilly said, it brought you back to the very beginning. That was really good. And I just found this movie enjoyable. And then right up until like the Carl character, who was under the Ghostface hood, which was a mental patient, when he got killed, and then Joe knows where I'm going, then all of a sudden we get the Scream 6 characters coming in, and I'm like, oh no, because Joe knows I'm not a fan of those characters. I'm just not. They're too. You know what it is? I will say this though, because Joe knows I'm not a fan, but in this movie they were a lot better because they were toned down. They were still
they worked on the criticism that you had.
Yes.
They heard and they worked on it.
And I'll be honest, they brought levity to the movie, right? And they did kind of address my complaints from the previous films, and they as a little dig in here, which I did enjoy that.
Especially they looked at each other. He's like, I don't want to get stabbed again. And she's like, neither do I.
Exactly.
And like literally, yeah.
When I say that, I think it was very important to bring back the twins in this movie because that is the connective tissue to the previous 2 movies. That's telling us they're not just, all right, since we don't got the two core characters, let's just give up everything we established with the last previous movies. I don't like that. Even though I wasn't a fan of it, just keep it canon still. Don't try and sweep it under the rug. They still addressed those characters. They still talked about Neve Cambell not returning in the previous film. You know, they still mentioned what was her name? Melissa Barrera's character, not Tara. That was Jenny Ortega. Samantha. They addressed her from the previous. So it's still within that universe, but they're going in a different direction now, which was good. And they kept Gale to a minimum. I like Gale Weathers, but she's another one that took a glass shard to the gut and just miraculously survived, which is fine. You could do one, but when it's filled with like multiple other characters getting stabbed repeatedly and surviving, that it loses its weight on that. But I liked her role in this. She came in as a supporting character to Sidney's character, which was nice. I think they handled that well. Like the red herrings were a bit much. So like I think Gilly mentioned it. The movie opens with the Ben, the boyfriend of Tatum, just coming in through the window, even using the same exact lines, and I'm like, oh god, come on! This whole movie is gonna be repeating things for a cheap nostalgia pop. You know, even I know the movie's meta, but my problem with this is it's too meta at this point. Gilly's complaints is weird because those were the things I appreciated. I like that they went in a different direction, not with like the. It didn't bother me, but I do understand what you mean with showing him in the background and the shadows. He's never done that, which is, you're right. I never thought about it till you mentioned it, and it just didn't bother me. But I respect that because yeah, that's new to the Ghostface canon. But I like that they revealed one right away, and the character of Stu Macher, which it's weird because if they would have just brought him back as Stu, that would have felt very like desperate to me, right? Because he was dead. Now we know I don't want to get into the political controversy, but we know, all right, we need to resurrect this series. People love Stu. They love, you know, the actor. Bring him back. Just do what you got to do and bring him back. And that takes away from the story and what they established in the first one, because that will take away the kill from the first movie. It was Sidney, right? That dumped the TV on him. Yeah. So if he's alive, then she doesn't get that kill anymore. And it's, I don't know. I did enjoy the fact that they used the AI to deepfake, because that is relevant to today's you know the outlook of what we got to deal with every single day on social media or just consuming media content in general. You don't know what to believe anymore. So I like that it wasn't just, all right, who done it. They're giving you someone. They gave you Carl, which is funny enough. Carl was in the bootleg Starbucks. Well, I forgot, Little Lattes or something like that. You know, Sidney's place. He was there, and also the other killer was there too, which we'll get into that later. Right after he got his coffee, the next customer that came in was somebody associated with the murder. So they were both there at the same exact time. So they you know, I don't mind that they're switching it up, because when he got run over, they took the mask off. I'm like, okay, they're trying something different. We're going in a different direction here. I do appreciate that. And then as it goes along, my problem was once it was revealed who it was, the movie just fell off a cliff for me. It was so anticlimactic. I'm like, are you fucking serious? I'd rather have it be the real Stu Macher coming back from the dead. Like, what is this? You know, shout out for, you got my man Ethan Embry. They dusted him off and put him in this movie. That was cool.
I heard someone in the theater going, "Good Lord," which is why it just came out. I was like, yeah, I had the same reaction. I saw him.
I mean, I thought the movie was really intense up until, you know, Carl's death. And then once they brought in the comedy characters, you know, it slowed down a bit. You know, we're spending more time with the younger characters. McKenna Grace was in there for like a cup of coffee. Her scenes were all really good. Her death was fucking amazing. I think the gore in this movie was really good because it wasn't all over the place. They picked their spots, you know, when they're gonna show the gore. Yeah, your traditionals nice to the throat, head, stuff like that. But when they really wanted to shine, where like Hannah, for example, that was her name, Joe, entrails. We got the entrails.
The entrails came out.
Lucas, who is the actor from the Gen V, Asa German, something like that, I think his name is. Again, Asa, when I'm talking about red herrings, they made this guy so creepy to throw you off of who the real killer was, and we know it wasn't him because it was too on the nose. But the beer tap through the head, Joe, and then the beer started gushing out of his fucking gullet.
That
was cool.
That's what I was talking about. That's the jumping of the shark that I told my daughter was like, now.
That was it?
Much I did not like that. That's too much like Friday the 13th part. What is it? 8 when they put that, or like Halloween 5 with the clown shoes. That's too much for me, Ricky.
Yeah. You know what? I would say this. I don't think it's too much Friday. They're trying to channel Terrifier with the over the top, outlandish, violent kills.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, Joe, both of you guys actually, you're more adverse to the history of Scream than me. Was there ever an outlandish kill like that? Like that's almost comical, almost borderline comical.
The Garage.
The
Garage.
The original. Yeah.
Tatum, right?
Tatum, yeah.
Yeah, but okay, but that's all right. But this was like comical, like
it's more terrifying. That's funny, Ricky, that you said that because someone had addressed that, like maybe trying to get up to speed with this, modern, extreme gore. But the thing is, that's not Scream. Showing the silhouettes is not Scream. I'm sorry.
That's not Scream. It's not.
There's certain rules that you can't break. Those are some of them. And they broke it.
Which they did that with the gun in Scream 5.
I love that, though.
No, you did.
That was my favorite part of
However,
Scream
you did.
5.
Remember that we talked about it, and the gun only made you know that it was
a cop.
A cop.
Or someone that's adverse to using like law enforcement or trained to use weapons like that. That gave it away right there. Yeah.
Before I go into my closing thoughts, that way we can just get this part out of the way. Let's go ahead and talk about that reveal though, because I'll be quick. I'm gonna go first on this.
Do you want to hit the comments real quick before you get in that? All right, real quick. All right, let's do it. Lexi, hey, my devilishly handsomes, and Gilly. What's up, Lexi?
Hi, man.
What's going on? Hope you're feeling well. Yes, I am a Scream fan. Yeah, okay, cool. Hot take. I could care less for Scream. I only like the first two.
I'm trying to be controversial. No, I'm just.
That is the hottest.
No.
She's trying to push the buttons, and I'm gonna say
rage baited.
No.
I love it. I love being rage baited.
Yeah, that's okay. You know what though? You don't have to like it. Adam says teaches you that sheltering your kids isn't good for them. Teach them to fight.
Oh my God, that's gonna bring me to one of my closing thoughts. That's a huge one that he just touched on. I'm so glad he said that. That's
all right. I was gonna get into that, but I'll let an actual parent touch on that because that was something I wanted to talk about too. But I'll let Gilly.
I did like.
At Adam, I definitely agree with you. Selena agrees, and we got 14. Wellington stabbed repeatedly, Ricky, and survived. Where did the knife go into? The person's hair. The person's hair only. All right, yeah, because I think that the character. Oh man, what was his name? One of the twins, the male. What's his name?
Yeah, I can't.
Oh God, dag, I forgot. Jesus
Chad,
Christ,
right?
that's so much.
Chad.
Yeah, Chad.
Chad and Mindy.
That's the net. Oh, it wasn't his uncle. Was no, that's their
Randy.
uncle, right? Was
Their
Randy.
uncle, Randy.
So. In the previous film, he got stabbed like almost as bad as Mark did in this movie, probably worse.
Mark
He comes back, right? And not only does he come back, he tells a joke on the gurney. I come. All right, you know what? That tells me the violence doesn't mean anything in these movies if you're just gonna treat it as a joke like that. I don't know. I don't. I like comedy in movies, but when it's at the expense of like suspense and drama, I don't like that. But anyway, go ahead, Joe.
Well, and all right, so for me, and because the first act, second acts were good. Once we get to the reveal, I was just like, man, I knew that it was going to be Anna Camp. I knew that her character was going to be involved in it. So I did figure that out. Yes, only because because the son was the one that what was her son's name?
Lucas.
Lucas was who they were trying to put you up front. However, mom was into the same things too. Her taking, a lesson from Sidney to killing her abusive husband. I'm trying to get around that. I guess I can understand that, you want to, in order to get rid of something, you want to kill it. But then at the same time, you sacrificed your son, who actually the only thing that seemed bad about him was that he was into the Woodsboro stuff. But you allowed your son to be fucking killed. you know, like, so you want to get rid of everybody, including, like, oh, actually, what did she say?
She probably did it.
No, she did say, because when I looked at him, he did remind me of the father. So
that's
that,
it. That's why that's the psychology thing right there.
But I mean, I hated the twist. I mean, for me, the twists have somehow always been connected to Sidney in some sort of way.
You mean the reveal?
The reveal.
Okay,
when the reveal happens,
yeah.
The same way that, you know, how they kept the same formula for 5 and 6, when you had the dad, you know, basically, you killed my son, so the dad and his kids came. So it's two random characters. I hate to even point out that the fact that once you saw what was his name again?
Lucas?
No, the other one, the killer, Ethan Embry. Once they just introduced Ethan Embry out of just nowhere, I'm
as
like,
the orderly. So you knew once you saw him as the orderly?
Yeah, because
so you know he was lying.
He's a, the thing is, you know, with some of the Scream movies, they bring in people that we grew up with in roles throughout the
Brother,
movie.
I didn't recognize him.
I know. Well, I mean,
he looks like hell. Oh my god, he looks like Edward Furlong. He looks bad.
I don't want to be mean to him, but he looked rough.
No, well, hey, listen, it probably made him to look like that, though. So,
but I mean, and then the whole connection. No, that's how he looks.
I think life did that to him.
Yeah, and then you know how Jessica met him. I just thought it was weak, a not well thought out twist, you know, as to why all of a sudden. So you got inspiration from Sidney, but now you want to kill Sidney because she went out of town
in New York.
Jesus, yeah,
that's my point.
It's
Thank
too
you,
meta.
Joe.
Thank
you.
Right
so, and I'm
lazy.
I love the Scream movies. I tell Rick, there's times we'll get off from streaming and I'll put on. I will turn on the TV and I put on my Direct TV app, and if I see Scream and they have 1, 2, 3, and 4, I just put it on. I
rewatch. I'm watching part 6.
There you go. I rewatch those movies really, like, to the point that somebody's gonna say to me, haven't you seen these enough? But they were always entertaining, but the twists have always been good. And this was
even part 4
the
not bad.
worst.
Even part 4 wasn't bad.
Was that Roman part 4?
That's part 3. That was bad.
No, no. Okay, part 4 was the Emma Roberts, right?
Emma Roberts.
Jill.
Yeah, Rory Culkin.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Rory
so,
Culkin.
I
I forgot he was one of the kills. Jeez.
I mean, this twist it killed what momentum you had going, for then to you walk out of there and feel like you just got a goose egg.
You know what's
Gil,
bad?
I'm gonna go to you. Hold on, Rick.
Real quick. It's a quick. It's a statement, not a question.
Yeah.
I knew the twist was bad when both those characters unmasked. Both times I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Who?
Yep.
Who?
Yep.
I didn't even recognize them right away. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gil.
Go ahead, Gil.
Well,
What?
I'm with you, man. I mean, so yeah, this movie was an up and down roller coaster of how mad and disappointed am I. Like, I'm trying to have faith, but it kept messing with me. But watching the original Scream movie not too long ago, that opening killed me as a parent now, because I'm like, I couldn't imagine my baby being hurt. Oh my God. Now, fast forward. The fact that, yes, you want to keep your child and your baby safe from your past, because I don't want my baby to pay for the sins of me, pay for the sins of your father. You don't want that. But I like this contrast between Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween 2018 and Sid, where it completely destroyed, Jamie Lee Curtis's character, and it was just like ultra survivalist, and that's it. Sid was like, fuck you. I'm going to live my lifestyle. I have this, and even talking crap to when, Stu first called her. However, we saw how bad that was, because and Joe, it's like, you can't keep your baby safe from the world. They have to be ready to fight. And the whole time she was like, Mom, tell me. And you're like, no. And oh shit, the enemy's at the front door and you don't know what to expect. You completely clipped your daughter's wings from getting away from these predators because you thought you were doing best. I love that weird dynamic and story. That was cool. And maybe just a maturity of us Ghostface fans now, since this movie's been out for 30 years. This franchise has been around for 30 years.
Yep.
Yeah, it was cool.
Wait. Before you keep going, we're only talking about the twist real quick.
Oh, the twist. My bad. So, my fault.
You're good. And See, we learned. I was like, I'm not gonna interrupt him.
Don't feel bad, bro. Don't feel bad. I completely forgot we're talking about the
Right.
twist.
Yes, because I still gotta get my thoughts out. I just wanted to get you guys' reaction to the twist.
Appreciate. Okay, so the twist. It was like watching, what was it? Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, when they show like the monkey. It was like that. That would have been a better reveal. It's like I knew who the killer was, and all this stuff was just so nonsensical. It was ultra meta with what you were saying earlier, how you already addressed it. And yeah, that twist was just so flat. And it was like, I'm dying of thirst and I see a Pepsi can and I open it, but there's no fizz. I know the brand. I expect something sweet and I get it. And it's just flat. And I'm very sad because I trusted you. That's how I felt about the twist and reveal.
All right. Rick, what about you?
No, I did not like. I said it. I didn't. It just felt like the whole movie kept saying, "Oh, it's people from the past, somebody connected to you, blah blah blah." Then we get two characters they're so nonsensical and not even fucking like really relative to the story and the past of the Scream films and her reasoning for doing all this. And then you got the nerve to have this actress act like a. Again, like Stu, like a psycho, like really over the top where they're acting and trying to be funny. I was already checked out by the time that, once I found out who it was, like, really? Wait, all right, well, let me see what's her reasoning. Are you serious? That's all. I was done. All right, end this movie.
Yeah.
And which is what sucks because all building up to it, we talked to the cold open. The kills were really good in this one. Gilly, the thing is, I'm in the middle with both of you guys with the keg part. The keg, what is that called?
Beer tap.
The beer tap.
The beer tap. I'm with you guys because it was like at first I was like, oh shit, and then I'm like, oh no. It was a weird feel that I got, so I'm in the middle of both you guys on that.
It is. It's a weird dichotomy there. It is.
Yes, but the girl, what was it? You said her the actress is Mackenzie,
McKenna Grace.
McKenna.
I don't know who that is. I have no idea.
She was.
So
she's in a lot of
Sheldon.
now.
I'm an old head. I have no idea what he's in.
She was Sheldon's nemesis in Young Sheldon.
Never watched that.
Come on, bro. We're talking. This is a horror channel. This guy
I know,
put up a
I'm telling you
fucking Disney fucking show.
Get
Get out of here.
It's not a Disney show, but anyway, I thought her kill was really good.
It was good.
We just saw her recently, Joe. A movie we recently reviewed here. She was in.
Yeah, she was. Same thing. She went into the house. Oh, she was in Five Nights at Freddy too.
Yeah, she's in a lot of movies now. Yeah, she's in a lot of films now. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a streamer. When they killed the first ghost face, I said, okay, wait a minute.
That was funny.
Are we gonna have random ghosts? Like, is there's gonna be one person? Because basically, when there's two people or three, one person's the ringleader. So we're gonna have this one person who found these random, and like this is gonna make it hard for Sidney to figure out who's after her. And it would have been cool for them to kill maybe another two ghost faces, for them to kind of like realize to then kind of make a little sense of the nonsensical part where they could have said these were all the people from the insane asylum that all got in together with Jessica.
God, that would be great.
That would have kind of made the story a little better, but that's not exactly what. That's what I'm saying. It didn't happen, but I would have, because when Courtney, not Courtney, shit, damn it, Gail showed up with Chad and Mindy, and they ran him over. At first I was like, I don't know if I like this right now, but then
once I saw Chad and Mindy, like, oh no.
But I did.
You.
I thought they weren't in this movie, bro. I'm like, no.
I thought they wanted with the other two and quit. So when I saw them, I was like, "What are you two doing here? The core two? What are you doing here?"
Well, and I liked how they are.
I did like Chad in this movie.
The thing is, you have to remember part of the reason. Granted, so was Samantha. Part of the reason that they're still in here is because they're related to the franchise. They're the next generation. Yeah. So it's another way. So now you got Isabel May is the next generation. So you have the next generation.
There's that bridge. You're right. I like that.
That's what I'm saying. It's a cool little way of doing it.
Bridge. Okay.
The reason that Gail did not help as much is because if you paid attention, Sidney kept looking at her, and Sidney realized all of these years that Gail has protected me. Her hand, she was having issues with her hand. She's like, Gail can't help me in this.
She's
Gail is so hurt right now, and it's all my fault. If I bring it, like the way I took it was, if I bring you with me right now, this might be where you actually die, because you're not
That's a
able
good
to
shout.
help me.
That's a good shout. I didn't see it that way.
And that's why, because everybody was kind of like, oh, it's weird how Gail was introduced, and Gail, she wanted to help, and then Gail felt left behind when Sidney did that. But she just didn't realize that. And when she told her, I trust you, because they have had a love-hate relationship, and this is where now finally Sidney and Gail tell each other they love each other, they trust each other, so much so that Sidney did not want to risk losing another friend, especially. So that's why she got left behind.
I didn't see it that way. That was good.
Yeah, it was like once,
call.
it was only because I just kept paying attention to all the little things that Gail's character was doing. Like when she would touch things, the way she was moving, your critique has been these people get hurt and nothing happens. Gail showed you what happens to the people who have been helping Sidney all these years.
You blew my mind with that, because how I took it real quick. I thought it was like Parkinson's disease or something.
I see her as a storm chaser, though. The danger that you're doing, and you continuously do it. You're a storm chaser. You shouldn't be doing it. So I can't say that there's out of benevolence. I can't say that she's never been a benevolent character. Even this, like I said, she's a storm chaser. She doesn't care about really. Even in the interview, she still had to get her jab in. What was the best way to get him out? You didn't have to do that. You're still a predator posing as a house cat. You are, Gail.
She is.
That's why.
But the thing is, but she has all that, but she physically can't back it up anymore.
But I still think she has good intentions, though. And
she does. She always had. I mean, I'm a Gail Weathers fan.
She is a storm chaser.
She always is that person, though.
But and then hold on, because so that way we can go to our closing thoughts.
Yeah, go for it, brother.
As far as with the Tatum thing, I will say for a little bit, once they introduced her, I was trying to do math, to figure out.
I know where you're going.
How old we are?
How old we are, and the thing is, because we have a different Mark, because she left with Mark from Scream.
Yeah,
3.
he was a detective or
Patrick
something.
Patrick Dempsey was the cop.
Patrick Dempsey's character.
Make me dreaming.
This is a different Mark. So
Mark Evans.
She ended up with a different Mark.
Mark Evans.
But that is not Mark. Like I don't think he's the father of Joel McHale is the father of Tatum. I think.
You don't think so?
Mark.
They got the same hair.
I think they retconned that. I think they got rid of Patrick Dempsey altogether.
I think he's right. I think they retconned him.
No one remembers that.
It would throw it off though, because you.
But they would have mentioned it. They would have mentioned it if they really wanted to like retcon it and get rid of Patrick Dempsey's character. They would have had a quip about it. So, no, we're not retconning it. This is, they would have said something like, even though you're not really my daughter, but you are my, they would have had something like that. But
I'll look it up. But
good show.
The part when you guys then started talking about the deep fakes. So here's the thing. When it showed Stu was not Stu, because at least what they did show what a person might look like if a fucking TV landed on them and they had a bunch of cuts on their face. So they had done that to Matthew Little's character. But when they started showing you, because we all knew, everybody heard the rumors that the past killers were, and even David Arquette, who had died, were all going to be on here. So you didn't know that? Yeah, they've been releasing about, Scott Foley, Laurie Metcalf. And so when you saw them, so here's my problem. If you're going to use AI, then, and I get because they wanted to give the nostalgia, and this is Gilly where I hit my overflow on nostalgia. They should have made the characters look like how they looked like in the other movies. All of them look like how they look like now. You know what I mean? So like Scott Foley's character, he looked older. Laurie, like all of them looked older. If this was about AI, they should have looked, even David Arquette's character, I mean, all of them should have looked younger to actually add a little more cadence to what they were trying to do as far as all the people that have been around you. So if you would have made them all look like how they look like in their movies when they were the killers, that would have looked cool. But it just kind of just gave me a feels of like, a bunch of videos that were recorded for a Good Morning America segment.
It was
So
terrible.
it was
cringe.
terrible.
It was
I
cringe.
hate it.
It was
Remember
cringe.
Yeah, it
I
was
hate-
bad.
They should have never added. Just kept it as Stumacher.
No,
Kept
and
it-
like
leave
again,
it
if there was the nostalgia part, I appreciate it when it's done, especially with a series that's been around for 30 years now. You have to for everybody who's watched it from the beginning, you do kind of have to put little nods in there. I just think if they would have
It's too
done
much, though.
made them look the way that they looked like when Sidney faced them, for Sidney to see, and especially when they died.
So you want
Sydney
them to
would've
use real AI?
If they were using AI, I mean, do
no,
you get what
yo, studios get shunned for that, bro. They can use
I
CGI,
know, but
I guess.
they
An
could write
actual
CGI, right? But no, but I guess what I'm trying to say is
I know what you mean. No, I'm
in the
being
movie itself.
facetious. I understand. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my only part. All right, Gilbert. Any of the last thoughts? You do remember how we scored the movie? 1 through 5?
1 through 5. Oh shit. Okay, 1 through 5.
Just whatever your score was divided in half. If you had it at a 10.
Jesus. Like I said before, and broken record. We always said there was never such thing as a bad Scream movie. This might have made a case for maybe
I never
it
said that.
being released. And so maybe at a 1 through 5, shit, man, maybe a 2, possibly 1.5, because it was
that, bro. What the?
I'm sorry, it was that bad. It was.
Did the
It
villain
really
just show up?
insulted. It insulted all of us. It did,
This-
man. It really was a slap in the face. I can't wait for Scream 8, 9, and 10 to make up for this. So,
Any other little things that from the movie that
oh man, I mean, so again, I keep getting suckered. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. I'm a sucker now because I kept believing in the cult of Stu. I think we all wet our pants a little bit when we saw Matthew Little, like, oh my God, yes. But I was like, wait a minute, way too early. No, it can't be him. And I've just been teased with this since like part 5. Part 6, I thought maybe we were going to have it. And when Ghostface got killed by Gale Weathers and her crew, which reminded me a lot of Insidious. They reminded me of the Insidious camera crew.
I was gonna say that. You took it. You took my notes.
A lot. So that's what that reminded me of. However, in that same context, I thought they were going to have other killers a la Halloween 4, where you have all these Michael Myers coming out. I thought that's where they were going to go with that. So a couple different things. I mean, they had some cool parts again, like the attic part. I like that. I thought it was ridiculous that they didn't check the whole house, but that was fun. Fun scenes, fun opening. For a Scream movie, I can't believe how awful the second and third acts were. However, no, I can't defend it. Still a 1.5. I'm hoping maybe part 8 can redeem it. I'm sorry. Not like
No
this.
need-
It really hurt my heart.
never need
No.
to apologize. The worst
No,
part
you
is
need-
he
Gil,
gave
you
a
need to-
1.5. JR would have been like 0.5.
You need to understand, Gil. Your review comes from a
Yeah,
a
dude.
really passionate Scream fan.
I
So that's
love-
understandable. They let you down, and well said. They let you down.
I'm
let 'em
also
know.
also
You
remember
let 'em
I'm
know.
also so you haven't heard mine
Yeah, I
either.
don't know about you, but Gilly looks like he's the ultimate Scream guy right
I'm
now.
not
No, but,
Right.
meaning like the score wise, because I haven't scored a Scream movie ever low, so I haven't.
Well,
gotten
good, Joe. You go for
No,
go,
no, you
Joe.
go,
You
go,
go.
go, go.
You
No,
go.
go ahead.
For me,
Yeah.
all right. Joe knows I did not like the previous film, and the other one I wasn't even that amazed with 5 because I think, to me, in my opinion, I think this franchise needs a complete overhaul, and this is why I was a little bit excited for this film when they tried to do something different. Because the whole meta horror movie stuff, and then, of course, every few years, somebody puts on the same Ghostface outfit and they try and kill certain people within. It's just so redundant and cliched. And of course, the killer, they gotta have her be a psycho and acting stupid and loony. All right, I've been there, done that. Can we please? This is 7 movies in. But I was entertained with this movie. I cannot lie about it.
Agreed.
Because at least they tried to do different things. And my grievances from the first films, even though some of it trickled into this one, people actually died and stayed dead here, with the exception of Mark Evans,
Cock and-
Joel McHale, he survives.
Again.
He should have died. I'm sorry. If you're going to go that route and someone getting punctured, boom, 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 repeatedly, he's dead. But they kiboshed that. He brought him back. All right, whatever. But I do like Joe when you mentioned about Gail and her like the ramifications from her previous injuries played a big part into this character arc in this movie. That I didn't look at it that way. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was a good observation.
Joe.
I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it that way. I'll be
I
honest.
thought that was a really good touch that Kevin put in to answer
Yes.
what especially low key fans of the Scream movies like you
Yeah.
feel that characters they just get up like nothing. Like he's showing you there's one character who is physically showing
Who
that.
is suffering from all the
It's
past.
physically
Yeah.
strong, but how come that my man Chad is still walking around like he's a star athlete on the football team, bro?
Thoroughbred,
Think I
baby.
got stopped like 17 times? Or what? I'm
The
exaggerating.
ghost
but
of
you-
Mindy is keeping him alive. That's what it is.
I mean, come on, and then Mindy was stabbed in the gut as well, and then what the fuck are
But
we
remember,
doing here?
remember she got sliced in the gut again.
And
Yeah,
this one, yeah.
Yes, like-
But at least
He
this
stepped
time,
into it,
but
she
at
got-
least this time though, it was a slice across,
Yeah.
which is not hitting vital organs, as opposed to getting stabbed in the gut, where your stomach, your intestines, your colon is there, all that shit, your liver. But miraculously, it didn't hit any of those vital points. Whatever. But this is a 3.5 for me. I was enjoyed, never bored. The only time I was visibly angry was when they revealed the killers at the end. This movie was a solid 4 for me until that. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 because instead of a 3, because they did address a lot of the issues I had with the previous movie. But even when they had Ghostface here, like when they're going, they got the panic room and they're in the crawl space, and he's doing everything to get at them and he
That's some
can't
cool
get
shit,
them.
Ricky.
It's
That's
just it's
cool shit.
intense. It's intense. And what happens though, once that character of Carl, which was revealed, gets splattered across the road, then the movie turns into the previous film in a way. And it's like, oh, okay, but I'm just glad they killed the younger characters. They killed Lucas. They killed the other. I forgot her name, but the younger character that her parents was owner of that bar they were in.
Place.
They killed both of them. Which, okay, good. They didn't survive it. And they killed Ben. I was afraid that when Ben got stabbed up, they were gonna be like, he's gonna come back later. Look, movie magic. I'm part of it. I was like, oh, please no. We've been there, but I just think if they're gonna make 2 more movies, right? They already said that.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I mean,
This, like I said, the last thing I will say, this needs a overhaul. We can't keep having the same story beats, the same elements over and over. The meta stuff, all right, we've been there, done that. Now, I will say this, and Gil brought this up to me. I didn't look at it this way, because I was like, oh yeah, these kills are gruesome to grade, or this and that, or even that he's lurking in the shadows. That adds tension. Like, oh, he's there. Oh, okay. They don't see him, but he's there. But that's not Scream's identity. That's not what brought them. That's not what brought this franchise to the dance.
Yep.
They had their own thing going.
Yep.
But the problem is their own thing, in my opinion, it's tired. They
Last
need to
So-
find a way to refresh it, but still come up with something original. Don't try and be Terrifier. You're not Jason Voorhees. You're not Freddy. You're not any of these other characters. You're Ghostface. And I think Ghostface as a character, as an aesthetic, as a villain, still works. He's still so good. The way like Mark as a trained police officer, the way he handled himself with Mark. Again, he was some random fucking loony bin guy, but still, it's Ghostface. Whatever.
Well, he was a serial killer.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I just think, in my opinion, I think that this, to me, I know Gilly has his grievances. I don't know about you, Joe, but I think to me, on a personal level, I enjoyed this more than 6, and I'm gonna give it even though 6 I scored higher, and I regret it because remember that. But it's a 3.5 for me. 3.5.
But it's funny because on 6, I kind of came in again. I mean, I already said I watched these movies like straight on through. When eventually Paramount decides that their whole damn it, what's it called when they put
Library catalog.
Well, I basically, like I said, when I put it on, sometimes they'll have 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Before you start, Joe, we got a lot of comments to go on.
I know I will hold on before, but like I want them, if they do a marathon, I'm looking forward to the marathon, including all the new ones. Sit there, like get up in the morning, all of a sudden go, oh, Scream's on, make some coffee, and then come 6 o'clock, I'm now on Scream 7.
And the
Like,
TV series
I still the TV
Yeah.
series is very underrated. Go ahead and hit the comments real quick. Actually,
I
hit those
think
comments real quick. I'll be right back too.
I think 3 to me was my weakest one. All right, here we go. Harbor Fiend TV's Lexi. All right, I didn't see the film, but the way Norton Rad reviewed sounded like kind of reminds me of I Know What You Did Last Summer with the characters coming back. Yeah, Gil. Another thing too about this film is it did remind me a lot of like what Halloween did as well, bringing Jamie Lee Curtis back, and she's got a daughter and a family now, and her past is coming back to haunt her, and by proxy, that means her daughter is now involved. It's a lot of same like old hat. To
You
me,
get into the
because
will left and right.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
You know, and what choice do you have though? You know,
that's right. All right, Adam says, fellas,
you were here, bro.
keep it going. I'm enjoying the conversation. It's time for dinner. I will definitely continue this on my way to work tomorrow. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate that, man.
Thanks,
Enjoy
Adam.
your dinner. Enjoy your dinner and be safe.
Yeah, man.
All right. Lexi says more than one Ghostface, but 3? Oh,
Well, Scream 6 did it. You know.
yeah. It's not the first time. Joe, you hear me? Oh wait, hold on.
And
I'll
then
go
can
back.
we consider
hear you.
Scream 1 maybe having 3 ghost faces since Roman masterminded it?
That is also true. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, and I know what you did last summer. The AI went back to younger. No, Joe, I was saying real quick before I throw to you, Joe. I think Alexi had brought this up too, and it reminded me of what me and Gilly were talking about, where this movie again, we're bringing Neve Campbell back, right? As Sidney, it did remind me, and like I know what you did last summer, did it? That terrible Texas Chainsaw Massacre that you guys fucking obliterated, did it? Bringing it back like Sidney, and having her killer from the past come back, but now her family is involved, her kids are involved. They're targeting the kids now. It doesn't feel like, oh man, been there, done that. Like even though this one was done pretty well, because I really did enjoy the character of Tatum. I think as a teenager, it works because of what you guys said. Like her mother is not opening up about it and is killing her, right? So how do you? I mean, you know, before you get into your, wait for Gilly to
Well, no,
come
and
back, but
I'll-
get into this real quick. Yeah, do it.
I'll start in there because I get the whole like, you know, it's somebody from the past, but it's kind of what the series is kind of built upon. The thing is, you have to bring in people from the actual past. Like it has to be, you know, somehow tied into it. Give a reasoning into why. And some of them, and we'll get to it because I'm gonna have a bonus questions for you guys. So, you know, not bonus. I did tell you guys. Bonus question for you viewers is we're gonna rank the series. But you know, like even with the Emma Roberts character. So I think again, the series started, you know, with Neve's, you know, Billy and them killing her mother, you know, all because they couldn't stand the mother, and then from there it just flourished, and then people getting revenge on Sidney. Everybody who ever, and they talked about it in Scream 4. Anyone who ever comes in touch with Sidney either dies or something happens to them. You know, she's an integral, unfortunate part of Scream. To restart it, you're gonna now have to have something happen to Sidney, and you know, they couldn't do that with the other last two, and you know, we got the daughter, so maybe we'll get the next generation here, you know. But then yes, it does. I can see that it could become tiring. It could become repetitive, and in some ways it is. You know, we're watching the movies to try to figure out who the killer is. Why now answering that, why what I liked about this one though is that everyone that you kept wondering was the killer got killed, and they got killed in a way that you went, well, they didn't survive that shit, they ain't coming back. So I actually thought watching the movie and watching all your suspects get killed in horrible ways, actually I thought that was actually pretty cool, to be honest. That was cool. Because you're supposed to sit there and pay attention to who in this inner circle has infiltrated with the intentions of coming after Sid and now her family. And then, you know, they're like, oh, well, you could be it. You know, the boyfriend, like I said, everyone. But once all your key players that you're wondering get killed off, including, you know, Lucas, and then you get the reveal. That's where, again, this is where the movie fell flat. You had, I thought the premise of having different Ghostface, and maybe the Ghostfaces facing some fucked up ends, you know, as they're trying to get them, but then they're unmasking and they're going, who the fuck's this guy? To then finally get the person behind. And if it was Stu, because that story was actually, as the more you kept watching, the story was fitting. Like, if you think about it, he got hit with the TV, right? You can get amnesia from that. You know, the old TVs that we all used to watch back in the days, they are not like these lightweight flat screens that we have now. You could have killed somebody with a TV back in the day. And Stu survived it, you know, burns, because when he got hit, you also saw the flames and everything.
The coroners would have been like, nah, he dead. They checked your vitals, you're gone.
But they
How
started
would he be alive?
No,
though?
but they started started speculating certain things.
And I'm glad they didn't believe it right away too.
Right,
by the
because
way,
they were saying they didn't believe it, but there was some information that as they were discovering, you know, it turns out some information wasn't in the system, so that falls under that the police didn't document. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true. They did cover that. You're right.
Using like making him come back, but like Gilly said, and then it turns out it's AI. I'm like, fuck. Really, this is what you're gonna do to me? Is that so? It's not Stu. To believe that Stu all of a sudden got his memory back, and then because it's like, so let's say if what they were trying to go, what the story was, so Stu has amnesia. He's made friends in this hospital with these people, and then he gets his memory back, and well, now he's, you know, everybody knows that he tried to kill some people. So he can't admit that I got my memory back. So I still gotta, you know, be like, oh, like I don't have my memory here, and then plot his revenge on Sidney. Actually, on paper, that's not a bad idea. You just have to build on that. The way they tried to build about it on the movie, it just landed flat for me.
Yeah.
Trying to see. Hold on, I said, man. Something else I was gonna bring up. All right, so on score wise, this one's a 3 for me, and I would almost be, actually, I'm gonna pull a Joe. I'm gonna do a 3.25.
What the fuck is that? Bigger than 3.5.
2.5.
Or keep it a 3, or just keep it a 3.
I'm just fucking with you to do it because you hate when I do that. No, I know. I mean,
keep it a 3.
The thing is, I would give it. The thing is, it's a 3, but it's a 3.5 because the entertainment part, the kills were actually really fucking good. I mean, you know what? Because we've been watching Terrifier, you guys brought it up. Actually, this was the more gorier one out of all the Scream ones that I can recall. Maybe they realize as we keep watching all these movies, and as psychologists say, we start becoming more and more numb to the stuff that we see. We got to be given more. And the Scream franchise said, all right, we're living in the time of Art the Clown. We can't have a clown show up in our movie. So Ghostface is going to have to kill people kind of like Art the Clown.
That's why Psycho Killer was like a dud, because it didn't have any gory kills.
Yes, that's what it was all.
People want the gore. They want the blood.
You want the gore. And I think when we watched Psycho Killer, I brought this up. I had watched the Ryan Murphy's Monsters on Ed Gein, and they discussed that America's love of true crime and the whole thing of getting, like, people go down this rabbit hole of finding out information on movies, you know. So again, all the Scream movies, Rick, what Scream movies do is the same thing that George Romero movies do. The Scream movies are following the same thing that George Romero's movies do, where there is a message in there. It's always been current.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Which I know it's before, because remember, we love George Romero, and he does the same thing that Scream movies have done. It keeps current with the times.
It's a political commentary of what seems to be happening within that decade. Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, with the whole thing with the Scream franchise itself, and oh god, Mom's here. Hi, Mom.
He's right there. Look, that's his little boy right there. Hello, Frida. How you doing? I'm gonna joke.
Your son's in the comments section, Mom.
Yeah. Of course we saw. We saw it kind of late, actually.
Of course we saw Scream. We're talking about it.
The older ones, yeah, the older horror movies are great.
She's the
agree.
one that got us into the horror
There you go.
movies. But yeah, I mean, again, I was hoping for a revitalization of the franchise. You know, what I saw in the beginning part, I was starting to be happy with. This is probably the worst like reveal on why the killer is going after somebody. And you know what? If somebody's watching this, and I'm gonna ruin it for you guys. You know what? Some reveal I would have liked is the fact that, and what is what's Randy's sister's name? I was trying to look it up.
Martha?
Is it
So Martha Meeks?
Is it Martha? Either way, if it
You
would
had a
have,
sister? I didn't know that.
yes, Mindy's parent, Mindy and Chad's mom
Mother?
is
Oh.
Randy's
Oh
sister.
no. Yeah. I thought you meant Mindy and Chad had
I
a
want to
sister.
say Martha Meeks,
I think
right?
it is Martha. I think it is Martha. So, all right, with the Meeks children, what I did like though is that they addressed what
Yeah.
Rick has been saying about their characters. I think, and I'm gonna give Robbie a shout out because I'm totally stealing something that I saw on social media. The thing with Scream is a satire. Scream makes fun of things. It's not a parody, it's a satire.
Satire, way big of a difference.
And
Yeah.
it became
Good shout,
a
good shout.
satire within a satire with the
It became
Mindy
meta.
and Chad's characters, with especially them like, oh, I don't want to get stabbed again. You know, like they're afraid to get stabbed again because they've survived like a whole bunch of fucking stabs here, and they're still in here. I just wish that it would have gone differently. Now, I told Adam, I'm like, man, can you imagine if Martha finally goes, you know what? This bitch, Sidney, I lost my brother because of her. My children have been in the hospital numerous times for stabbings. I'm going to fucking kill this bitch because I need my children to be alive. That is where a twist.
Where is
You
Martha?
Scream. They haven't showed her yet. Hello, 8 and 9. But that's
What the
where
fuck?
that's what I'm talking about with
That's
how
right.
the twist in a Scream movie should be tied.
Yeah.
In that sense,
Mm-hmm.
because it's somebody who has a personal
Yes.
reason.
Yes.
This was not personal.
That connective tissue is just dumb.
It wasn't personal. That's the thing about this whole thing. It was not personal.
It was just psychotic for no reason. Like,
it was
just
not
to-
personal. It
Let's
was.
make
It was.
these characters loony because people love crazy.
I read your book and I was so inspired.
Oh, she
So
was
then
terrible.
I killed
Oh,
my
yeah.
husband.
Even in
And
the scope of society now, that
Yeah.
could be a possibility.
Listen, I told Ed, because you know what? I sat there with the introduction when I knew that they were going to be coming back. I go, what if Martha? Because Martha, I'm pretty sure, was a horror fan, just like her brother.
Yeah.
My sisters are horror fans. My brothers are horror fans. My mother is the reason we're horror fans. So Martha would be a horror fan herself, and Martha would have the knowledge. And you know what? Oh my God, I'm sorry. Echo, talk. Echo, stop. I was wondering who's in my house right now.
I thought that was
freaked me out.
Adam.
Oh my
Like,
God,
hey,
he's not home. That's why I got freaked out. No, he's not here. I heard a man's voice and I looked
Yo,
over.
I thought that was Adam talking
No.
to.
But yeah, that's what I'm like. This is like the for this. I like the intro. I did like the fact that throughout your movie you kept killing all your suspects, and you killed them in a way that you knew they were all. You know, I mean, if Lucas all of a sudden showed up and took off the mask and had his face wrapped in a bandage and be like, that wasn't going to happen in here. It's one of the first times that as you're watching the movie, they're killing off your suspects, and they're killing off your suspects where you know they're not going to be coming back. But yeah, it's on social media. Everybody is disgusted. We all have the same feeling, which is why I said, let's just hit on that. If the movie would have had a strong closing, a strong killer, a reason why, because I even said to myself, all right, having different killers explains why when Jessica took off her mask, she's 5'0". Everybody else has been 6 foot. It's just because she's allowed other people to do the killing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not 6 foot, but I'm gonna take off my mask and reveal to you I'm behind all this. But that's not at all what it was.
Skinamax, really? You guys watch Skinamax? Man.
Oh,
talk
yeah,
about
don't you know how-
low, bro. You guys crew it up with these movies because we all sat in the living room. I was never alone. I had you all. Oh, that's so sweet.
That was really
See-
funny though, because the woman would like tell us to go get the movies, and then she would sit there with us
So
and watch it. She never stopped it. Like
Mhm.
you would see boobs, you would see all bunch of, and my mom, like, no. Actually, at the beginning, she was cover your eyes. After a while, is when she realized she's watching people, we're watching people getting stabbed. She's like, my kids can see the boobs.
that's insanity because my dad, my mom never watched it, but my dad's a horror fan. You would watch violent shit all the time, but whenever it came to that nudity, whoo boy, you better.
So
Back in
She
the-
know- she knows this too. My mom, like, what she would, because she, we all have Spanish parents, and especially the older ones would have tchotchkes and glass and mirrors everywhere. My mom never realized that some of the stuff that she would put on, you can get the reflection on the TV, right? So when she goes, kids, turn around, you're like, okay, mom. And there's this mirror right here that's basically getting a whole movie, and yes, of course, we always listen on that. I don't know if he disappeared. So before we
He'll be
take,
back.
all right,
Let's do
before,
it. Let's
before we
do it.
before we
So
take off, I want
Yeah, well-
what I want to what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and rank the Scream movies.
Yep.
Put them from worst to best, obviously. Duh. Like, I don't want you to start with the first one first. So, Gilbert, rank your Scream movies. Worst to best.
Oh yeah, ready? 7, 4, 3, 5, 6, 2, 1.
All right.
7 was that was the worst installment. 4
Hold on, you went from worst to
went
worst
from
to
worst to best.
Oh,
So 7
yeah.
worst.
So yes,
4,
read yours backwards, Rick.
other
I got you,
worst.
I got you.
3 just as bad. I liked 5, but then I liked 6 and 2. I liked 6 and 2. I did, but I'm still gonna put 6 and then 2, and then of course it's the beginning. So 7, 4, 3, 5, 6, 2, 1.
All right.
Not
Rick,
bad.
what's yours?
All right, I'm gonna do mine's 6. I did not like 6.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Oh my God. The
I
one you
didn't.
rated probably the highest, which is the funny part.
What?
Did you
Oh,
rate that?
Gilly? Yeah.
You rated
What
that
happened?
pretty high.
6? I know, but dude,
I know. It's irony when you
I
rewatch
was-
the movies.
I was too hyped at the time, but when I sat back and watched it, like, oh man, what did I do? But anyway, 6. I'm gonna go 3 because that Roman reveal was fucking gaga, man. 7, that's the current one we just talked about. 4, I think 4 was pretty good, and I'm not good in the sense where like it's amazing, but it was serviceable. And of course, Emma Roberts, come on, she was fine. I
Hey,
didn't like the
chair.
fact she was related to Sidney, wasn't she?
Yeah.
That was, but
Well-
yeah, but Hayden was in it. Yeah, but again, it wasn't as egregious as the other ones. But I would say 5 because I loved fucking my girl. No, wait, that sounded wrong, but you know what I mean. Fuck. What was Jesus Christ? I forgot her name.
Melissa Barrera.
No,
or Jenny
the
Ortega.
killer,
You
the
wanna see
killer,
Jenny
Jesus
Ortega, don't
Christ.
you?
No, the
Okay.
Wolfman Amora, whatever the fuck that shit. Oh my god.
Oh,
What was-
Mickey, whatever.
Oh,
What was
yeah.
his
Oh,
name?
Mickey.
What- No, I just had her fucking name. I completely blanked. Oh
It's
man.
Mickey something.
No. It was fucking.
Mike.
All right, I'm gonna continue on. And what? So that's 5, and of course, number 2 and number 1, the OG number 1. It's unmatched. It's a classic. It's from the opening, from the opening scene to the end credits. That movie was perfect from beginning to end. This fucking movie was fucking
I'm sorry.
great, bro.
Hit the comments real quick before I go mine and we say goodbye.
Yeah, maybe somebody would. All right, here we go. GR, Lady Chatterley taught
Wait,
us
actually,
life
no, you gotta-
lessons. She was our nanny. What?
You know who
before
Lady
that?
Chatterley is? Yeah. Go to JR's.
Oh,
that
we knew
one.
Jason, Michael, Freddy, and Lady Chatterley.
You're right, JR. I still remember Lady Chatterley.
I love you guys, even though JR is not in this pick, but I see his name in Beto. Yeah, no, JR he's busy. He's doing something, and Beto is chilling. He's with Debbie.
he wasn't here talking to us.
Frida Fritz, once again, don't use Jesus name, Jesus Christ, and I'm sorry, Frida. I apologize.
It was
That's
not
probably
used.
me.
It was not
It's
used.
probably
in
me.
Wow. It could have also been me. All right. So, as far as for me, so it's Scream 7, and then 3, 6, 5, 4, 2, and 1. I'm gonna say,
We were
Gilly,
pretty close.
Gilly, you got it.
Wow,
Honestly,
you guys
Gilly,
rank 7 as your least favorite,
It's-
huh?
just
awful,
the twist. It's only the twist. I'm only
Yeah,
the only reason. The
that's
only reason.
understandable.
The only reason it's on there is honestly because of the twist. And it was. I have actually flip flop back between 3 and 7 being on my
I
bottom.
looked it up.
We
Amber,
both have
Amber, hold
five
on.
in the same
Amber.
spot, Joe. That's
Hold
hilarious.
on, hold on. Amber was fucking amazing as a killer in Scream
Yes.
5.
Well,
That's why that was.
And
Killers are important.
Jack Quaid too.
And Jack Quaid. See,
Oh, yeah, they were
you guys
great.
proved my point. You guys proved my point, though. See, I was entertained with it until like the very, very end. But you guys proved my point where the reveal is very important. I loved Amber as a fucking villain, and you guys hated. And I hated him too. But I think the overall film was still stronger. I think 6. Again, 6 wasn't terrible, but too many characters got obliterated and came back. And that just, to me, it
And
kills.
that's what bothered me
kills it.
on that one because
Yeah.
when Chad's character, I mean, the dude's taking so many fucking knives to his stomach.
Bro,
and, like,
you're
he's
dead.
fucking-
Don't-
Two Ghostface are going to town on him, and then he's like,
Two?
Yeah,
And
you know.
and it's not only that, Gilly. He survives, and the first thing he does is make a joke
Joke.
on the
Dude, I
gurney.
would
No,
be
no, you lost
crying.
me.
asking for
Lost me.
fucking pain medication.
Wes
right
Craven would
now.
never do that, by the way.
No. But all right, Gilbert, thank you for joining us again. I'm glad that you are back doing your thing because you know that you haven't done it in a while, and this was where you wanted to get right back into your flow of things.
I missed you guys.
Tell
I
us
miss
about
you
your
too,
channel
brother.
because we will provide all of his information on here as far as his social media
It'll get
and
added,
his
yeah,
YouTube
after
channel.
this, yeah.
Make sure to check it out. But you know what? Anybody who is watching this for the first time, because Gilbert has been on here before, but if this is your first time, Gilbert, tell us a little bit about your channel.
Yeah, so is the Attic Review. Obviously, I love horror movies, not just Scream, but all of them. And I love to do breakdowns, you know, what I liked about each part, what I didn't like, and stuff like that. And I love this. I love the opportunity to talk live about shit, just like, you know, random trivia, stuff you didn't know, and how I felt about the movie. So thank you guys for the shout out. But yeah, it's just a guy that loves not just horror movies, but like movies like Heathers and maybe some other darker comedies, stuff like that. I enjoy. Heathers is incredible, but you know, but yeah. So thank you guys for the shout out, and it's such an honor and pleasure to be back with you guys, man. Thank you guys.
Again,
No
in
problem.
the world of Regina's and Veronica and Heather's, be a Veronica.
Be a
That's what I'm
Veronica.
gonna say. All right, so before I throw it to Rick, next week join us because we're gonna walk down the aisle. We're gonna do Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride, starring Jesse Buckley and Christian Slater. Not Christian Slater. Shit.
I like Chris. You know
That's
why? 'Cause you
Heathers.
mentioned
Why?
Heathers.
Heathers
You
in
mentioned
a sec.
Heathers. You
Oh,
mentioned
literally,
Heathers.
thank you. I thank you guys for like explaining why that just short circuited happened.
Hold on, JR. Here you go, JR. Sweet. Oh, Joe. I called you JR. Oh shit. Can anyone tell me who is in reality the guy with the mask? Are you in reference to Scream? Frida?
It's a whole bunch of people, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
always someone different. It's like what? Maybe
We're all
one is
wearing
like-
masks, aren't we? We're all
Pretty
wearing
much.
masks.
Ooh, I like that. Call back. Call back.
Yeah, Mom. It's everybody's. It's all different. But yes, next week we're doing The Bride, and on Sunday we're dropping a new horror Italiano with 4 Flies on Gray Velvet. So make sure to
Four
check that
flies.
out.
4 flies on Grey Velvet.
And with that, Ricky, take us home.
With that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in to 3 Corners of Horror. Thank you to Gilly. Thank you, Joe the Psychologist. We appreciate that. And thank you for everyone who chimed in the comments, watched the video. We appreciate that. Support horror films, support Horror Fiend TV, support Gilly and from the Attic Review. With that being said, stay good, stay healthy, be good to one another. Peace, prosperity, but most of all, Joe, what is it, Joe? What is it?
Stay scared.
Hold on. Look, this came in. I'm sorry. Lady Charlie will be the next killer. That's between you. I have no fucking idea.
She would have
who
to
that
sleep
is,
with
bro.
everybody in order to be that one, but
Damn, Joe. Wait, Joe.
What?
Look over here again.
What am I looking at?